gotta be kidding me. Shelby GT350, Gone in 60 Seconds, the movie. I get it. Did you do the amazing restoration on it? A pistol that's seen better days comes in.
You could restore this to be a pretty valuable gun.
A seller cracks open history with an 1862 Bartender's Guide, the book that basically taught America how to drink properly. Rick nerds out over pre-cocktail standardization, clocks the rare $1.50 first print cover, then grimaces at the wear, because at $25,000, this thing needs to be more mint julep than swamp water.
I have a very rare piece of Americana.
Looks like a book to me.
The Bartender's Guide. This is pretty cool. They have fruit juleps right here.
What do you think, Pinky? Do we do fruit juleps? We don't do fruit juleps.
The Nightmare Reveal, mold inside the pages, AK a paper rot with a personal vendetta. Rick slams the brakes to $4,000, creeps to $4,800, and closes there. Seller wins the yard sale Olympics while Chumlee jokes about naming a drink after Rick.
What's your favorite cocktail? I was asking him.
I don't drink.
Me neither.
This is really neat. Your average person in the United States when this book came out.
Corey freezes when a signed 1951 Bowman Mickey Mantle rookie hits the counter. The seller needs $20,000 for tuition. Corey runs through Mantle mythology, then spots glue residue on the back that screams scrapbook sins.
I got a Mickey Mantle rookie card from 1951, signed by the man himself.
That's pretty cool.
So where'd you get it?
Actually, I bought it off a friend. He had it with a bunch of other cards in his garage.
Potential trimming, surface abuse, and autograph math all collide at once. Corey taps the brakes and calls in grading expert Dan because guessing on a Mantle rookie is how you go broke politely.
Teams hated him because he would hit home runs, on both sides. I think he came within a foot of being the only person to ever knock it out of Yankee Stadium.
Right.
Mind if I take a look at it?
Yeah, sure.
Rick sizes up a two-stroke boat motor dug out of Kelly's Island, explaining its caveman simple engineering like it's aquatic lawn equipment. The seller wants $1,500. Rick hears rare and immediately translates it to heavy problem.
What do we have here?
I'm thinking it's an old boat motor. I found it on Lake Erie in Kelly's Island.
Old motors like this, people hooked them up to everything.
Listen to that. Listen to that purr.
Rick detonates with $300, bumps to $400, and labels it a decorative anchor with feelings. The seller storms off, Rick shrugs, and the motor exits exactly how it entered, unwanted.
I'm married. We got to do yard work. You know that.
This is basically the equivalent of like your chainsaw motor or your weed whacker motor, but it weighs like 40 pounds.
Really?
How much you want for it?
Being an antique like it is, and
Alex rings in with a 1763 Dutch East India Company cannon, and Rick's interest spikes instantly. Fire testing an antique cannon? That's not a deal. That's a field trip with consequences.
Hey, what's up, man?
How you doing, Rick?
Doing good.
So I got somebody locally that has something I think you're really gonna like. He's got a cannon, but this is the kind of cannon based on its style and size that would have been a perfect pirate cannon.
Rick drops Pirate Economics 101, explaining this wasn't about parrots or rum. It was violent capitalism with boats. Letters of marque blurred the line between outlaw and employee, setting the tone for why this cannon matters.
There's always been a fascination with pirates. When most people think of pirates, they think of Jack Sparrow, they think of eye patches, drinking rum. They weren't like that at all.
Dan delivers the verdict under magnification, altered card, no numeric grade, but a killer Mantle autograph. Market reality lands at roughly $10,000, and everyone in the room recalculates their dreams.
1951 Bowman signed Mickey Mantle rookie card.
That's nice, very nice. Yeah, that's pretty hammered. One thing that concerns me is that it looks like the top of the card's been cut.
Corey plants his flag at $7,000. The seller refuses to budge from $17,000, and the deal flatlines. Walking away hurts, but buying regret hurts more.
The 10, so 1 being poor, 10 being gem mint, and then unfortunately, with an altered back, they would never assign a numerical grade to the card. So you're looking at below a 1, which would be below poor.
Rick finally meets the VOC cannon in person, jokes about its violent past, and dives into Dutch maritime dominance. Compact, lethal, and collectible. This thing screams expensive if legit.
Where did you get this?
I picked it up in a shop when I was traveling on the road a couple of years back. Thought it looked awesome. I mean, looks like it's been in battles. It's got scars and stuff on it.
The ask lands at $35,000, and Rick calls Alex for authentication and a live fire test. If it shoots clean, maybe the math works. If not, it's just a very fancy paperweight.
I was really curious about what size the bore was. How you doing?
How's it going?
Good to see you too.
I called Rick in Vegas, and Rick is really attracted to things that are a little bit different. This is the ultimate piece.
The cannon roars flawlessly, echoing history across the range. Alex pegs it at $30,000. Rick fires back with $18,000, and despite the smoke, no deal lands.
That's like a lot better than a 44 mag, yeah.
So I think based on what we just saw and how well it performed, I would give a value on it at about $30,000.
Inside the warehouse, Alex unveils an innocent-looking tea caddy hiding two triple-barrel flintlock pistols tied to 1770s political intrigue. Rick wrestles the price down to $12,000, scoring a spy movie artifact with murderous charm.
All right, Rick. So this is what I have been saving for you. Come have a seat. So this is actually a tea caddy. To reveal,
Whoa.
Two 1697 bronze signal cannons thunder at the range, buckshot shredding targets in pure chaos. Valued at $20,000, Rick negotiates post-adrenaline and locks them in at $17,000. Proof that gunpowder definitely helps close deals.
so normally signal cannons are only used to make noise because that's a way of communication. But we're also gonna fire a projectile out of them. I've got some buckshot, we're gonna knock stuff over. So we're gonna make noise and knock stuff down.
A customer rolls in a strange machine, and Rick instantly perks up. It's a World War II era Morse code voice writer once used to train Signal Corps operators. You tap messages, listen through headphones, and literally see the dots and dashes carved into wax, which is wild, considering one wrong tap could send troops to the wrong place.
Hey, so what do we got here?
Well, I'm not entirely sure. This is some type of military equipment.
Cool. I've actually had one of these things before. These were commissioned from Edison.
Rick reminds everyone that after World War II, niche military tech flooded the market, crushing prices unless collectors care. The back and forth lands at $300, capped with Rick noking Chumlee so hard that international relations are briefly questioned.
But if you're in more like battlefield conditions, radio still sort of sucked. You have bombs going off, you have a lot of static. It's gonna be really hard to get your message out clearly.
A battered 1700s flintlock pistol hits the counter looking like it survived a crime scene and a bad DIY makeover. Rick clocks the fake paint, deadlock, and cracked stock instantly, but the ancient wood whispers that this mess might still be legit.
Did you do the amazing restoration on it? It looks like 1700s, early 1800s flintlock that someone thought it would be a good idea to...
Rick drops a quick flintlock history lesson before admitting this thing is a straight-up gamble. Under the ugliness could be serious money, so he calls Alex, because sometimes disasters turn into diamonds.
It would strike that, and when it hit it, it was by a spark, it would go in the pan, and then shoot the gun.
Okay.
So have you ever heard the expression flash in the pan?
I have not.
Haven't heard the expression flash in the pan?
Alex arrives and doesn't sugarcoat it, bluntly calling the pistol ugly. Still, he spots early 1700s Dutch craftsmanship and estimates $1,000 in restoration for a possible $3,000 value, pushing Rick to gamble at $200.
So flintlock pistol, one good thing is it's got what we would call like a grotesque mask on the butt.
Rick heads to New Jersey where the glow-up is underway, and the transformation is night and day. The fake paint is gone, the cracked stock repaired, missing parts replaced, and Rick is now about $2,000 in with a projected $5,000 upside.
The Dutch pistol you risked in buying.
You gotta be kidding me. It says miracle working.
And that's exactly right. Steve is the guy who did the restoration on this.
Back in Vegas, the restored flintlock looks stunning, from engraved brass to the carved butt mask. One pull of the trigger later, boom, it fires perfectly, and Rick jokes he should head to the casino while luck's clearly hot.
A couple months ago, I bought this. I ended up giving it to Alex, and even when I was in New Jersey, hey, what's up, man?
How you doing, buddy? I got a surprise for you.
A 1920s indoor mini golf set rolls in with hazards, tiny golfers, and a box that's seen better decades. Chum claims he's Scratch. Corey fires back with a head injury joke, and suddenly this toy deal is already competitive.
All right, I'm intrigued. What do we got here? I have here Schoenhut's indoor golf game from the 1920s.
Oh, I'm probably the best golfer you ever met.
Really? What's your handicap?
Toy expert Steve lights up when he spots the rare female golfer and unused scorecards. With those extras, the set lands around $900, proving this isn't just cute nostalgia, it's real value.
Steve, how's it going, man?
Hey, Corey, how you doing?
Appreciate you coming down.
How you doing?
Schoenhut's miniature golf set.
This is really cool. This is really neat that the scorecards here, and you have quite a few of them.
Corey skips the haggling and pays the full $500, and everyone walks away smiling. It's not life-changing money, but it's peak Pawn Stars wholesomeness.
All right, what do they go for?
Well, you know, I've seen these things. The pristine ones go upwards of like $3,000, $4,000. Complete sets.
Rick locks onto a bracelet allegedly owned by James Dean, engraved and tied to his motorcycle days. With Dean's ultra-short career, anything personal could explode in value if it's legit.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good.
So what do we got here?
I have a bracelet that was owned by James Dean.
Okay. Like some dude named James Dean or the James Dean?
Oh, I'm hoping the James Dean.
Okay.
Tall Rob pours cold water on the dream. No photo proof, shaky paperwork, and too many unknowns. Without certainty, Rick won't sell a maybe, and the seller leaves stuck between hope and heartbreak.
Oh, Rob, how's it going, man?
Rick, good to see you again. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. What do we have today?
Supposedly James Dean's bracelet.
Wow. His wardrobe from his movies, and that's it.
A seller beams while pitching Disney dollars like rare artifacts. Rick respects the nostalgia, but explains most were printed to never be redeemed, which kills the magic fast.
It was a really, really cool thing. They were gift certificates, that's basically what they were. And it was sort of brilliant on Disney's part because they knew a large portion of them would never be spent, so.
Rick offers $700 after breaking down real-world prices, but the seller walks. Sometimes keeping the memory beats forcing the sale.
They're really super high quality. They all have an individual serial number. The majority of them are $1 bills. You don't have any of the $50 bills.
Don't have the 50.
A fan claims he caught Angus Young's handmade schoolboy hat during a 1977 show. If real, it's rock history. If not, it's just a legendary bar story.
Superman's cape.
All right.
You're looking at Angus Young from AC/DC's hat.
That's pretty cool.
This is the hat that his sister Margaret made on the sewing machine that was marked AC/DC that named the band.
Expert Warwick confirms it's early and handmade, but without photo proof, the value stays grounded. Comparable hats top out around $2,500, shattering the appraisal dream.
Rock and roll. Angus rates on everybody's lists of the great guitar players of rock. He's got a following. He's still been going after all these years. Well, it's about a 40-year career. May I?
Yeah.
The seller won't budge, and Corey won't chase a fantasy without evidence. Another clean walkaway proving memorabilia lives and dies by proof.
You get a picture and it's going to go higher. But it has to be stitch by stitch, the same hat in the picture. And that's going to change the value in me. All right.
A collector walks in carrying a Roman military diploma, basically a bronze discharge paper straight from the Empire. Rick instantly nerds out, cracking ancient Rome jokes while quietly panicking over the $15,000 ask and deciding this is way above his pay grade.
I have an ancient Roman military diploma.
I love the Roman Empire. There's so many neat things to talk about. It was an amazing civilization and was in steep decline for like 100 years and then really just sort of fell off a cliff in the 400s.
Expert Dave Baggy steps in and confirms it's authentic, nearly 1,800 years old, and tied to a Praetorian Guard soldier. Huge flex for ancient paperwork. The mood shifts fast when Dave pegs retail closer to $12,500, and Rick's $6,000 offer hits like a collapsed aqueduct.
I had to run when I heard about this.
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool. You know, I've seen these in books, that's it.
Right. There are a lot of different Roman inscriptions. Probably the most common surviving is from...
Chumlee takes center stage next when a seller brings in an Alfred Hitchcock self-portrait, complete with signature and that famous outline. Chum fires off movie jokes, but still does the smart thing and calls Steve Grad after hearing the $3,000 price.
It wasn't a big hit with the critics, but the fans loved it. You know, it was suspenseful, and it went on to be his biggest hit, kind of what he's known for today.
Master of suspense.
Steve confirms the drawing is legit. Hitchcock's hand, Hitchcock's ink, but the value caps at $1,200. Chum's $600 offer sends the seller storming out mid-drama, leaving Chum smiling like he just nailed the punchline.
How you doing?
Nice to see you,
Thanks
man.
for coming out. This is what I called you about. Yeah. It's really cool. It has his silhouette there. I don't know too much about Alfred Hitchcock.
Really one of the greatest filmmakers of all time.
Corey gets hit with nostalgia when a pristine 1961 Sugar Smacks box hits the counter, complete with cartoon swagger. His $100 offer doesn't match the seller's $400 floor, and childhood memories aren't enough to bridge the gap.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, how are you?
Doing good. What do we got? All right. That's Quick Draw McGraw, right?
Yes.
What's that one?
Huckleberry Hound.
Huckleberry Hound.
Rick then examines a King George III era Horsehead sword that looks ready for a royal parade. The shine fades fast when the expert reveals it was shortened, slashing the value and killing the seller's $5,900 dream.
Right here. It takes a really good swordsmith to create bluing well enough to last a couple hundred years. It's short, very short, as a matter of fact. It's interesting. I'm sort of puzzled why it's so small.
Chumlee heads to Hollywood chasing pure movie magic, a cryogenic chamber prop from Austin Powers. He's instantly sold until reality kicks in, damage appears, and the $8,500 price starts sounding way less groovy.
Hey, Chumlee, welcome.
I'm here about the Austin Powers prop.
And here we are. This is the famous Austin Powers cryogenic chamber.
Shagadelic, baby.
Prop expert Tall Rob confirms it's the real deal, but cracks and missing pieces freeze the value at $3,500. Even after a price drop, Chum walks, admitting it's awesome, but not drain my wallet awesome.
All right, there you go.
Thanks for coming out.
Of course, this is quite cool.
No, it's Shagadelic.
Oh, my bad, you're right. Yeah, well, this was the cryogenic chamber that they used in the film. This is what we call a foreground prop.
Back in Vegas, Rick reviews a Superman sketch signed by Siegel and Schuster, with the seller aiming sky high at $6,500. The expert reveal crushes the hype. It's a signed reprint, not original art, and negotiations vanish faster than a speeding bullet.
Joe Schuster, Jerry Siegel, they were two boys from Cleveland, Ohio. They went to New York City. Joe and Jerry sold their creation Superman to DC Comics, and the rest of their lives,
Corey tries his luck with a miniature roulette table from the Desert Inn, dripping with old-school Vegas vibes. The expert slashes expectations. Corey offers $125, and once again, the house walks away winning.
How's it going,
Rick? Is this it? This is what you called me about, I'm assuming?
Yes. What do you think of fabulous vintage Vegas?
I love vintage Vegas. I'm a nerd for it.
Rick faces a jaw-dropping piece of shipwreck treasure, a gold coral rosary from the 1715 Spanish fleet disaster. The seller's $75,000 ass crashes into reality when Rick explains the market is flooded and counters with $12,000.
This is a golden coral rosary from a famous shipwreck.
That's cool. Coral was really, really popular because they realized that take a few cannons and start blasting. They weren't exactly environmentally friendly back then. Okay?
Chumlee returns from LA empty-handed but dangerously confident, presenting sushi burritos as peace offerings. Rick unwraps his to find it half-eaten, instantly realizing trust was a mistake.
It was huge. I would have needed.
All right.
That's for you.
What is it?
It's a sushi burrito from California.
What'd you get me? Ah.
The episode kicks the door down with a mountain of silver. Over 3,300 ounces dumped on the counter like loose change from a giant. Buckets of coins and thick bars everywhere. And the old man lights up like he just won the lottery, while Rick stays cautious, reminding everyone that big silver piles can hide big fakes. The seller stays cool, explaining this is his dad's old investment and he's ready to turn metal into money.
Hey, what do we got here?
A whole lot of silver.
Let me help you out real quick. The old man is crazy about silver. I've never seen you get up from your desk that quick.
Rick wastes no time putting the silver to the test. He drills into a bar, melts the shavings, hits it with nitric acid, and boom, milky white reaction, confirming it's legit silver. The old man grins ear to ear as the total value climbs past $110,000, and suddenly the room feels a lot heavier.
Testing silver is a little work, but it's not rocket science. And seeing what color it turns. When nitric acid reacts with pure silver, it turns a creamy white.
Numbers start flying, and Rick drops a hyper-specific offer of $110,901 that sounds like it came straight from a spreadsheet. The seller aims higher at $115,000, but Rick refuses to inch forward, and they finally lock in at $111,000 flat. Just like that, 6 figures change hands, and everyone walks away smiling.
So we got a total of $110,901.
Well, let's make a deal.
That is the deal.
You can't go like 115?
No, I mean, there's not a lot of profit here.
Next up, the mood shifts from precious metals to pure horsepower with a Shelby GT350 Mustang, better known as Eleanor, from Gone in 60 Seconds. The seller casually mentions Carroll Shelby's autograph on the glove box and drops a $125,000 asking price, making Rick visibly swallow his shock before calling in expert Bill.
Gone in 60 Seconds, the movie. I get it.
Carroll Shelby was a great race car driver as well as a great... What made this car famous was the...
Bill digs into the details, admiring the high-performance 289 engine and tight craftsmanship. After a smooth test drive, he pegs the value between $100,000 and $110,000, and Rick shocks everyone by offering $100,000 on the spot. No haggling, no drama. Deal done.
Get under this hood here first. Nice. There it is, the Hypo 289, man. Well, this is definitely a car that's been cherished, I can tell that. What really makes the difference right now is the test drive.
Yeah, that's okay.
Things take a wild turn when Rick and Corey check out a 1942 AT-6 Texan World War II trainer plane. The seller wants $185,000, so Rick brings in aviation expert Matt, who immediately takes them airborne for a test flight full of loops and rolls. Rick's screaming says everything.
Wow, this is cool. This is our 1942 North American AT-6 Texan. I bet I could do a pretty good job of crashing this thing.
Once they're safely back on the ground, Matt values the plane at $170,000. Rick counters with $140,000, citing storage and maintenance headaches, but the seller won't dip below $145,000. No agreement, but honestly, walking away from a plane might be the smartest move all day.
Apparently it works. So how was it?
Awesome. It's actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
All right, so what do you think it's worth?
Right now, current market, what we're looking at.
Heavy Artillery enters the chat with a Hotchkiss revolving cannon that looks like it belongs in a war movie. A live firing demo turns water barrels into mist and ends with a massive 20-pound explosion, leaving Rick equal parts terrified and thrilled. The seller wants $75,000.
See this thing?
Well, let's take a look.
Oh my God.
It's the Hotchkiss 37mm revolving cannon. Beyond that is the last target.
Rick's excitement hits reality fast when money comes up. He starts at $40,000, bumps to $45,000 cash, but the seller doesn't flinch. Rick leaves empty-handed, slightly salty, but firing a cannon probably softens the blow.
I'll give you 40 grand for it.
75,000's a bargain on this.
Will you take 45 grand for it? Cash right now.
That's a serious offer.
History ramps up again with a WWII German Enigma machine sliding onto the counter. The seller demands $149,300, prompting Rick to joke about using it to decode relationships before calling in expert Will. Will explains how cracking Enigma shaved years off World War II, instantly raising the stakes.
These are amazing.
Restoring Enigmas is the ultimate tinker. My Enigma's quite unique. I'm hoping to get...
This is really interesting that you have these. It was an ingenious machine, basically.
Unfortunately, the machine isn't complete. Missing rotors, mismatched serials, and swapped parts hurt its value. Will estimates around $70,000. Rick offers $50,000, and the seller refuses to drop below $115,000. A rare piece, but not rare enough to bridge that gap.
Yeah.
So which parts were missing when you found it?
The warning plate and the rotors.
Okay. Do we have matching serial numbers throughout?
We do not.
Music history finally steals the spotlight with a 1941 Gibson SJ-200 once owned by Stephen Stills. The seller hopes to flip his auction purchase for profit, while Rick practically drools and calls in guitar expert Jesse to verify the magic.
This is a 1941. It was owned by Stephen Stills of the band Crosby, Stills and Nash.
That is cool. This is a beautiful pre-war Gibson, which makes it worth...
Jesse confirms it's a top-tier Gibson worth $75,000 to $90,000 on its own, and up to $120,000 with Stills' name attached. After some hard bargaining, Rick locks it in at $85,000, leaving both sides satisfied and the shop holding a legendary instrument.
Stephen Stills could add another $20,000, $30,000. This is it. This is the one. If you're going to buy one, this is the only one that's available.
All right. Thanks, man. I'm going to get this figured out.
No problem, man. That's cool. That's a good one.
I
See you later.
I'll give you 80 grand.
The episode wraps with Rick taking it all in: six-figure silver, a $100,000 Mustang, and an $85,000 guitar in one day. Toss in a cannon blast, a World War II code machine, and a failed airplane deal, and this might be one of the most expensive Pawn Stars episodes ever. Absolute money madness.
$60 a piece.
That sounds good. What happened to the rest of the silver?
I sold it.
Damn, Rick, we don't sell